Hello and welcome to your Maximize Living Clinic website training. In this video, we will show you how to add the staff headshots to your staff carousel on the home page, as well as add those images and bios to the Our Team page. In order to do this, we must log into the backend of the site by typing /wp-admin after the site URL. This will take us to the login screen, where we can log in using our credentials. Once logged into the site, the first thing to do is ensure that we have a new image of our staff member. This can be done by clicking Media and Library. This brings us to the Media Library, which contains all of the media added to your website. This includes images, videos, and forms like PDFs. Now, when selecting an image, it's important to remember that the size should not exceed 2 megabytes. The image itself should not have a width less than 400 pixels or wider than 1080 pixels, much like a TV you may find in your house. So, we are going to upload a new image and adjust it to fit these parameters. To add a new media item, click Add New, and then select Files. Locate the image that you wish to upload. In this case, a new staff member, and click Open. This will initiate the upload of the image to your website. Once the image is uploaded, we can then select it in order to edit it. Clicking the image opens the screen that allows us to click the Edit Image button located at the bottom right. In the Edit Image screen, we can see the dimensions of this picture. This picture is currently 3,744 pixels wide by 5,616 pixels tall. As I said, the max width that you should have should be 1080. We can correct this by entering 1080 in the width screen. Notice that the height changes to correspond and keep aspect. Clicking the Scale button initiates this scale. Now my image is much smaller and easier to work with. The next important step is to get the correct aspect ratio. The aspect ratio for the Dr. Carousel is 3:2, or 3 wide by 2 tall. In order to get this image into the correct aspect ratio, I can click somewhere on the image and drag to start highlighting and selecting the image. I can also grab the handles in order to select the entire image. Once the entire image is selected, I can go over to the right and locate the aspect ratio boxes. Entering my aspect ratio that's desired of 3:2 changes the selection box to the appropriate aspect ratio. I can then click and drag the box downward until I find an appropriate portrait selection. Once I have a selection that will appear well to frame the person's face, I can click the Crop Image button located above to the left. Once the crop and resize is finished, I can click the Save button to save my new image. In this screen, it's important to go ahead and copy this URL to the image itself. Now, to add my new member to the staff carousel, I click Clinic Settings located in the left menu. I locate my carousel settings and locate the number of staff I have. Currently, I have 3 staff, and now I will add a 4th member. So in the 4th image slot, I will paste the URL that I just copied. It's important to ensure that this matches the correct format, so I will remove the URL, everything up to /WP-content. Notice now that my URL to this image matches the URL to this image. I can then enter the new staff member's name, Doug. I then now have 4 staff members, so I change the total staff to 4. If I go to the bottom of the screen and click Save Changes, my changes will be saved to the website. If we open the site, we'll see my new staff member in the Doctor carousel on the home page. Once my new staff member has been entered into the carousel, it's important to also enter his bio information under the Our Team settings in the Clinic Settings page. Locate the corresponding bio and paste the image in. This is the same URL that I pasted before, and I will remove the site URL just as I did before up to the /WP-content. Then I will enter a name. I will enter a title. In this case, radiological technician / doctor's assistant. And then I'll enter a bio for Doug. When entering a bio, if I want to have a break and create a new paragraph, I simply locate the area that I want to include a new break, and I enter in between. I enter the keyword line break, one word, and then once more. So once I've entered line break twice, I've created 2 line breaks, which will create a new paragraph starting with this text. If I go to Save Changes at the bottom, all the changes I've made will now reflect on the Our Team page. Repeat this steps for any new staff member in the list. If you have any questions, please contact Maximize Living Web Services at web-services@maximizeliving.com. Thank you.